Hello, good day, welcome. My name is Chris Njoku. I want to show you how to use the average if function in Excel. It's more like an intermediate Excel function, but it's quite simple. So, looking at the data before me here, this is the name of marketers, the order they got, and then the sales they got as a result of this order. So you can see we have 3 columns here and 11 rows. So the very first row represents the heading of every other data that is below it. So moving forward, I want to teach us average if using 2 scenarios. As you can see below here, I already wrote out what I intend to teach you here. The first is to average if sale is greater than 35. Now, what does that mean? It means that from the sales column, only average sales that is greater than 35. Meaning that for every sales made by these salespersons, you are only permitted to average the sale that is greater than 35. So, how do you go about it? Let me drop my cursor here. I can as well do it here. So, let me drop it here for sake of emphasis, so you just know what was done on that row. So, we call up the average function by saying equals. We'll type equals, and then AVE, average, comes in average if is our interest. And so the first thing is the range of the data, showing you here range. So you select range of the data, which is from C2 to C11. That's the range of the sales data. So the next thing there is the criteria. And so the criteria takes us to what is here. We said greater than 35. That is the criteria for the average if function to be used here is that the sales must be greater than 35. So you instruct Excel to do that by bringing into parentheses or quotation, as the case may be. You bring into parentheses or quotation what you intend to achieve. So you type greater than. Mind you, you're putting it into a quotation mark. So you open up the quotation mark and then you say greater than, and then 35,000. Then you close your quotation mark. So this is it, greater than 35,000, and then we'll close the quotation mark. So you take off any other syntax that you're seeing there in order for you to close your quotation mark. So I'm closing my quotation mark, and then there is something else there that shouldn't be. You can see there are 2 quotation marks there, so we delete this quotation mark and the comma sign there. You see, So we'll remove one of the close brackets. Okay, so take a good look at it. This is what your syntax should look like. Equals average if, bracket open, the range of the sales data from C2 to C11, comma, and then you bring in the quotation mark to hold the logic. The logic here is that it should be greater than 35,000 before it will be part of the average. Any sales that is less than 35,000 should not be part of the average. So going by that now, I think we are good to go. Look at the syntax very well. The range first, then comma, and then you open the quotation mark, and then greater than 35,000, you close the quotation mark, and then you close the bracket. You can see there are two brackets here, the open bracket and the close bracket. There are two quotation mark, the open quotation mark and the close quotation mark. If you're able to do it as it is now, and then you click your enter, whether you're using your laptop or your phone, you should be able to get an output that is correct. So I'm going to do that now by clicking on this green. So it has given us an output of 61,171.25. We might as well try to see how correct we are by doing this. Let's just try it outside here. We say equals. We're going to select only the sales that are greater than 35,000. So to do that, we open a bracket to bring them in. Let's look at the sales that are greater than 35,000. 50 is greater than 35,000. Okay, plus which other? 49 is greater than 35,000. Plus which other one? 90 is greater than 40. 40 is greater than 35,000. Plus 90 is greater than 35,000. Plus 84 is greater than 35,000. Plus 65 is greater than 35,000. Plus 37 is greater than 35,000. Plus 71 is greater than 35,000. And then we close the bracket. And then we divide it by the number. That is how you get your average using operators. I'm sure you might have seen the video on operators. If you have not done that, please search for the video on operators on the channel. You are going to see it. You have a better understanding. So we have done that. The next thing we'll do now is to divide it by the number of data. We have how many data here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to divide by 8. We'll use the forward slash to do division, and then we'll put 8. So this is how it should look like. You can see everything has been added here. You can see from C2 plus C5, C6, C7, C6, C9 plus C10 plus C11, and then divided by the number 8. So we'll do the needful. Look at it, gives us the same output. This is the output, which is also same thing as this. So that is very, very correct. So we're going to move into the very next in line, which is talking about, let me clear this first. We're going to move into the next in line, which is we're going to try to average if order is greater than 50. If order is greater then that if order is greater than 50, then average sales. That is a little bit more logical, but we'll achieve it. So first thing we'll delete this in order not for it to give us any wrong response or answer. We'll delete it and then we'll move into the very second in line. So the next one says if order is greater than 50, then average sales. You can see the logic. The first logic is that the order must be greater than 50. And where is the order? The order is in the column B. So this is quite tricky, but if you listen to me very well, you're going to have a good understanding. He said if order is greater than 50. So the very first criteria is for you to look at the order column, which is on column B. So we'll say equals average if and then the first criteria is on the B range, the B column. So the range here now on the B column that talks about the order is from B2 to B11. So that is the first criteria because it says if order is greater than 50 and our order is on the B column. So we have to bring that into consideration. Now we have brought out the order column. The next thing now is the criteria. He said if order is greater than 50. We have selected the range. And what is the criteria for that range? He said greater than 50. So that's the next thing we'll work on. We'll say we'll open up our quotation mark and we'll say greater than 50, and then we'll close the quotation mark. So we have taken care of the order. Now, having taken care of the order, what is the next thing? It said average sales. You have taken care of the order. It said average sales. So the last thing you do now is to average sales. Where is the average sales coming from? The average sales will come from the C column. So you quickly go to the C column and then you go to the C column and then you type in the before you close the bracket, you go to the C column comma. So the C column ranges from C2 to C11. So this is the correct it here, C2 and C11. So this is it, and then the bracket is closed already. So this is how it should look like if your syntax is actually correct. So looking at it, it says if order is greater than 50, then average sales. Average sales if order is greater than 50. So the first criteria then is the range where the order is, and the range of the order is between B2 and B11. And then he said greater than 50 is your interest there. So we bring in greater than 50. You can see it on the syntax. And then the next thing now is where will the sales be averaged from? The sales will be averaged from the sales column. So that is the very last on the list. So looking at this, if your syntax is like this, then it's correct. So the next thing you do is you click on your accept. So it has given us an output of 59,112.2. So let's just try to see if we're actually correct by typing it out using our operators. So let's go this way. Let's say equals. We want to target sales where order is greater than 50 so that we can see if we're actually correct. Now we say equals. We open a bracket. Because we're using operators, we don't want board mass to make our output wrong, so we have to respect it. And then we say equals, bracket open. We're targeting sales where order is more than 50. So looking at this, the first here is this, order is more than 50, here is 74. So we say plus, which other one? 63 is more than 50, plus. Notice that we omitted 50 because we are looking at greater than 50. We didn't say equals to 50. So moving forward, the next is 90 is greater than 50. So the next is what? 52. This is also greater than 50. So we'll close our bracket. So we can see that we have 4 orders here that are greater than 50. We have 4 orders that are greater. And so we divide it by 4. We divide by 4. So forward slash, and then 4. So if your syntax is like this, it's correct. So we click the enter key. You can see it gave us same output with the last we did. So this is it. Same thing as this. So this is just how to use average if. Don't mind the logic. The most important thing is for you to understand it. If you can just have a good understanding of Excel syntax, you are good to go. This is just how you move from beginner to intermediate, and from intermediate you move into Excel advanced skills where you start using dashboard and you start using macros. If only you can follow me like this and subscribe to my Simplifier YouTube channel, you will become an Excel expert in 6 months. Thank you for watching this.